Greetings, Nightfarers! Elden Ring Nightreign has been out for a little over a week now, and this game has been divisive to say the least. I, for one, have been having a ton of fun, but I totally understand the criticisms, and this game is not for everyone. However, we're going to save that discussion for another day. Today, I wanted to do something a little different for the channel. I've heard a lot of people still struggling with this game solo, even after the patch, so I thought it would be fun to show you guys a solo run where I won with Ironeye against Fulgore, the centaur dude. I'm going to kind of talk about my routing and my thought process, why I do certain things, and even some tips on how to play specifically Ironeye and what weapons you want to look out for. Real quick, if you guys want more guides and content on Nightreign, including other characters, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so I know you want more stuff like this. I do also want to apologize that there's no audio in this video real quick. I don't know what happened, but the audio just is gone for some reason, so that's great. I'll put some music in the background or something, I hope. So luckily we landed right on this church. When you land on a church, there will be enemies inside it most of the time, but it's not enough to get you your first level, unfortunately. Which is very important in this game, I'm sure you already know. So we head to this fort, try to get a level real quick. I'd probably recommend not doing this fort at level 1, but I was just kind of in a weird situation. I am going to assume that you guys know a little bit about this game, so this isn't going to be like a Rage Gaming press R1 to shoot your bow kind of tips video. But I will be talking about some cool stuff that you may or may not know. I use the mark mostly for the iframes, honestly, when I'm playing solo. It's a really good way to dodge things and also do some damage at the same time. If you happen to have the relic that gives you 2 marks, I highly recommend using it. It's insanely strong. I didn't have it at this point, but I do now. So I'm mostly just clearing these guys out since I didn't have a camp at the first. I figured I'll just take that time and do this instead. But I am probably wasting time at this point. That's another thing that's important is your run's never really completely dead. There's always a shot. This chest right here has a really high chance to spawn, there it is, a stone sword key. And those are really nice to have. You can just use items straight off the ground. If you didn't know, you just hold the pickup button and then press up on the D-pad. I changed my pickup button to X and my jump button to triangle. Just more comfortable for me, but do whatever you want. Shit. Get him. Okay. Kind of wasting time at this point. If you ever find, like someone that died like this, make sure you pick up their weapon if they have stats that are similar to your character, because they have this little buff that will be the grief of whatever character died. So in this case, Executor's Grief, and it'll give you, I believe, Dex and Arcane in that case, which are both really good stats for Ironeye. So just something nice to have in your inventory if you don't have something better already. Obviously, if I had all really good ranged attack bonus ones, I'd probably just use those instead. One thing you can do that I'm not doing here is you can kind of shotgun, there it is, shotgun his leg. Does a lot of damage if you can do that special R2 and get all of the shots on someone. Now neither of these bows are really better than what I'm using long term. I'm going to probably just upgrade the base bow and use that if I remember correctly. I did this run a couple days now, a couple days ago now at this point, so I may have forgot a few things. There's a lot of churches just kind of condensed in this area. That's another like easy trap to fall into, is the churches are nice, but you don't want to get them at the detriment of getting your runes, you know what I mean? You don't want to go get all the churches first and then go get your runes. Unless they happen to be all sectioned together. So we grab our other flask. You'll notice I put pins down even though I'm in solo. I think it's a good habit to be in, so that when you do play multiplayer, you're just already doing that. And also, it helps you just notice at a glance on your compass where you need to go. So I do highly recommend using the pins even when you're playing solo. I don't know why I looted down here. I think I was just curious to see what this place was like when you don't have a story thing. It is worth it to play the Edge of the Storm like a little bit, but you also don't want to go too crazy, because you can die in the storm a lot faster than you think. Run out of heals, and then you're screwed. But you can tank the storm. That is a very viable strategy in a lot of situations. Dang, I just barely missed that. If you aim that properly, you can get all of them. And also you can charge the ulti. I didn't know that until after I made this video. But you can actually charge his ultimate, and it does more damage, which is nice. Cool. I think I go with Nagaki, but yeah. Getting a good dex weapon, especially one with either Bleed or Frost on it, can be really, really good for Ironeye still, even though you want to focus on the bow. He does have an A scaling in dex, so don't go sleeping on that. Another thing is his mark doesn't activate if you're doing damage from like too far away. The damage fall off just kind of fucks it all up. So it's nice to have a melee weapon sometimes with this character. This is off topic, but it's also really nice to have some kind of elemental melee weapon on Recluse if you're like going for certain magic cocktails. So these enemies that spawn in these mines, wow, I'm doing an awful job, are consistent. So this mine will always have this knight dude. And the one in the south will always have the troll. And the one in the east, I believe, will always have Pumpkinhead. Going. I did get another solo win with Revenant that I was going to make a video on, but I noticed that since I'd been playing Lies of P so much before that, I didn't surge sprint like at all, and it looked really cringy. So if you guys want to see that, let me know, but I'll probably just not upload that one. Alright, so we grabbed the church on the edge of the circle. I honestly probably could have got that mine. I don't know why I ran out. I probably should have just got that spinning stone. It's okay, though. Upgrading your starting weapon is worth it. Even if you're not going to use it against the final boss, it's really nice to have it just like... Unless you find something better to replace it right off the bat, I guess. It's just nice to have that extra damage for the first night. Those bubbles do lots of damage. They can one-shot you, depending on what level and what class you are. I do think Ironeye is one of the easier solo classes. Wilder is probably also up there. But that doesn't mean that playing this game solo is easy. Get another jail. The Everjails will scale to like whatever level you're at, so don't be afraid to go for them. Like even at level 2. You can do them at level 2 and it's fine. You can also open them and then come back later, and they'll be at the same HP as when you opened them. But routing around that is kind of a nightmare in my experience and isn't really worth it. So we get, what do we get here? Stone Skin Lords. Hit them with the Stone Skin. I keep, like, thinking there's audio because my brain is so used to, like, hearing the noises of this game. This fight's pretty straightforward, though. You can free aim and get more headshots, but, in my experience, the game's pretty good about auto-aiming at the head for the most part. And also, you only get headshot staggers once every so often. So even if you're pumping into their head, sometimes they won't stagger for a really long time. Nice. Yeah, we're getting a lot of churches on the first night. That's really good. So yeah, like I said, you don't want to just run to each church. Notice how I got the church, and then I got the fort that was in between to the next church. You want to just be kind of constantly getting runes, because anytime you're not getting runes is wasted time, essentially. Also, though, don't just sit there and kill trash. It's usually worth it to just run to the next boss. Use your time killing the bosses. This Erdtree avatar, it's tempting to take it out early because it's not that hard, but this thing is tanky as fuck. So you can see I unloaded into it and I was like, yeah, no, never mind. That's something to always be aware of. If you're like, this is going to take too long, or this is not working, just move, just go. Cut your losses. Not worth it. In base game Elden Ring, it's worth it to sit there and bang your head against a wall, but in this game, it is not. I love that backstab animation so much. Alright, so we got another dude here. So the way that the Wending Graces work, the revives in solo, there's going to be one at these, like, merchants that are at forts. Just, like, all around, there's one. Just one. If you go to a different fort and you already bought it at the other one, it's not going to be there. But if you see one of the special cities on the map, I don't know if I get one in this run, there will be a merchant there that sells, like, special stuff. He has a Smithing Stone 1. He has a second Wending Grace for solos. And then you can actually get a third Wending Grace in the merchant in the final boss room. So that, combined with your new revive from the patch, gives you 4 potential reses in solo play. Which is a lot. That's good. One thing about resing, though, is if you're out of flasks and you res, and you're at half HP, you're still going to get one shot. So, it's nice, but it's not like as OP as everyone says it is, I don't think. I think people are learning this game, and they're mistaking that for the patch making things too easy. The patch did things make things easier, don't get me wrong, but, like, you could get 3 revives before. It's not a big deal. You can get more runes by literally just running into the fog on the last night and tanking it. So, I don't know. I think the game's in a good spot for solos. I want it to be hard. Crebo. You can usually tell what boss it's going to be by, you know, what trash mobs you get. Actually, you always can. That being said, I don't remember what this one was. I want to say it's... I don't want to say what it is because I'm probably wrong. We'll see. Nice. Cool. It is worm face. Okay, I was right. So this is one of the few times where free aiming is actually super, super useful. If you can hit worm face and his stupid worm face, it actually does a lot of damage. Like, look at this shit. Boom! Chunking him. Another good thing to know about this fight is that these little trash mobs will drop boluses to neutralize the death blight, which can build up really quickly and get really annoying. I probably should have marked right there, but it's good that I didn't because now I still have it. Cool, cool. So yeah, I know free aiming is hard when you got stuff chasing you, but it is the best way to go about this fight. You're not going to do much damage shooting him in his little legs. Oh no. Good thing you get a res. Resi. You get one of those every night, so you can use that on the first night boss, you can use it on the second night boss, and then you can still have it for the last boss. That might be a little overtuned. Maybe you should just get one. But if you don't know about the Wending Graces, I guess. I don't know. Hard to say. Oh, this boss is super annoying when it does this. Okay, cool. I was like, do I die right here? I swear I made it this round. Yeah. Okay, cool. We got him. Another thing that's nice with those trash mob bosses is killing the main boss. Kills all of them. So that flasks slowly restore HP 1. That one is hit or miss. It can be really nice, actually, if you know that that's what you're doing, but I feel like it's kind of a trap. Like, if you're a newer player and you grab that, you're gonna die, because you go to heal and it's not instant. Sweet. So we get that other Wending Grace. The resistance for the boluses does last the entire round, the entire game. So that's nice. Sometimes these merchants have really good passive effects on the gear that they have, so make sure to check that out. I know that's kind of a simple tip, but I didn't do that for a long time, and it's worth it. Cool, so now we go to the next mine, finally get our smithing stone, and I'm just kind of trying to decide where to go next, because I killed so many things in this area. If you're not playing a spellcaster, the magic rises are kind of hit or miss. You can get good upgrades in them, but sometimes you literally just get like 2 stabs and a talisman, and it's like, this is not useful for me at all. Cool, so we're in the south, so this is gonna have the troll, the little troll guy. You can also kill these guys pretty early, but they don't scale or anything, so kind of up to you when you want to do it. And also up to what's close to you. Like this mine behind the church is pretty much there every time. It's a good one to go for because you can get a flask and then get the... Oh damn, I died right there. That's crazy. Get good, scrub. But yeah, like I said, your run's never really over. As you can see, I did pretty bad, and I still ended up winning, so... It's all good. Take 2. Get our souls back. Get our smithing stone 2. Or whatever. Enemies can steal your runes like that. When that happens and you're in multiplayer, your homies can get them back for you. I think your homies can just pick them up too. But yeah, you can get runes back for your teammates. Which is very, very nice. can see there. Yeah, enhances dexterity and arcane. One thing I really wish that they would add is, even if it was in the description where you have to press R3 on the thing like that, they should just have scaling for weapons, like, in the match. I don't like that you have to go all the way to the training room, do all this weird shit, just to figure out what weapons are good for your character. It should be easy to tell. Especially since some of the scalings are different from base game Elden Ring. Like, the Winged Scythe does not scale as good off of Faith as it used to, and that was my favorite Faith weapon, so... meh. Side note, doing a holy damage run in Elden Ring becomes a bitch when you fight the last boss. And some other bosses that just have huge holy resistance. Alright, so we got Beastmen here. I like to take out these guys because A, they give you a decent amount of souls, and B, they'll gank you in the boss fight sometimes, and it's really annoying. So... Particularly the guy up on the top of the stairs likes to run into the boss room and fight. Try to fight ya. It's like, I'm already fighting two of them in here, leave me alone. So I just decided to take them out. Doink, 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 doink. As you can see, auto aim is pretty good at hitting them in the face. Cool. So yeah, when you see that the circle's coming in, don't necessarily just rush straight to the safe zone. Try to get as much done in the outer part as you can first. Try to, you know, optimize everything. Get as many runes or souls or whatever as you can. Yeah, Mighty Shot can be good to open up with, but as you can see, the DPS is better to just mode into them, and it's safer. These are both good weapons. I think I went with the lightning because we're fighting full gore. But in reality, I probably should have got the max HP there. If you're not going to actually use the weapon from a boss, I would recommend getting the stat buff. That seems obvious, but a lot of times I see people just pick up a bunch of weapons because, you know, this looks cool, this looks different, this has a passive effect. But you can get good passive effects from chests and things. You can't get, like, 10% max HP from a chest, you know what I'm saying? Things to think about. When you get this Red Main Knights, whatever you want to call it, camp fort thing, go straight for the bow guy, for obvious reasons. Once you're about here, he won't hit you anymore. And then there's going to be a guy to the left that usually gets me. Yep. There we go. Cool, cool. Drink out a potion. The storm's coming in here. I don't think I have time to kill this guy. Yeah. I probably could have if I didn't get hit there, but I decided to cut my losses. So yeah, it's really good to know when to push it and when to just say, I'm done, moving on. You don't want to die right there and then have to run back and get your runes and all of that nonsense. Oof, killing this trash was kind of a bad idea. If I died right there, that would have been really stupid. Alright, there is always, every single time, a merchant at this castle. Somewhere on the outer walls here. I usually like to go for this boss underneath in the sewers in the castle first because you get a talisman for going up. Oh god, it's Red Wolf. But a lot of the bosses down here are hard. Bell-bearing Hunter comes to mind. If you see Bell-bearing Hunter down here, make sure you're high enough level. He will mess you up. Red Wolf is just a troll in the base game and in this game. Some things never change. I call it the base game, but you know what I mean. This isn't a DLC. I'm aware. Surge sprinting. If you have a controller with like back buttons or extra buttons on it, I highly recommend putting one of those to your surge sprint button. I was wearing out my thumbs so fast the first day I played this game. It literally was hurting because I was holding forward so much. Clicking it in. I haven't had a video game hurt my hands since freaking KOF 15. So, things to consider. Alright, take 2. Electric Boogaloo. Oh no, I run away. That's probably smart. Another thing is knowing like your personal limits. There's a funny phenomenon in Souls games where there's almost always at least one boss that you will struggle with that everybody else says is easy, but it's going to be hard for you. And then the vice versa is going to happen. Everyone is going to say, this boss is a nightmare, and you're going to beat it first try. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know how to explain it, but that is just how these games work. So don't get too in your head about everybody else. Just know what you're good at, know what you're bad at, work on the things, and yeah. Try to play around that. I know I suck at fighting Red Wolf, so I was like, I'm gonna go get runes somewhere else. This is quite low level for how far into the second night we are. If you're playing Executor, I highly recommend just parrying this guy. He's really easy to parry. And for lore reasons that I won't spoil. Ooh, ranged weapon attacks. That's one of the better ones. You want to look for improved ranged weapon attacks, and you want to look for the damage fall off one when you're using Ironeye most of the time. I haven't figured out, like, exactly which ones drop buffs and which ones don't. It seems like it depends on, like, kind of what castle you get. Sometimes there'll be Banished Knights here, sometimes they're Erdtree Knights. Sometimes they're, like, the Stormveil dudes. Yeah, run. Cool. I was like, if I try to kill that guy, that's a mistake. So, I'm not going to be the level that I would want, but I am going to be, you know... I feel like as long as you're level 9 or 10, by the time the night boss comes, you got a chance. Oh, cool, level 11. Yeah, we're chilling. We should be fine. I may or may not fast forward through some of these running bits. We'll see how I feel while I'm editing. I don't imagine this video is going to do very well anyway, so... But, want to stay consistent with my uploads at least. I am also working on like my thoughts on this game. I'm going to make a whole video on that, but I want to get all the achievements first. And there's a couple that are eluding me, so... Also, Liza P is going to be getting some content on the channel. So I've just been busy playing. We'll work on some videos here pretty soon. Doink. Sometimes when I'm running back into the circle, I'll just kill the trash on the way because I don't have time for a boss, and Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, flame chariots. This is a fun little thing to showcase too. I'm sure you've heard this from 75 YouTubers at this point, but if you jump up on them, oh, and you don't suck at the game, you can get a one-hit kill on these guys. I might give up on it. Yeah, I just give up on it. But yeah, if you time that right and space that right, you'll just hit that little weak point on top of their head. One shot. Boom. Just be sure to run away after because they blow up. Oh, maybe I do get one real quick. One thing that I do like, that's important to note, is if there's a boss that has like a shared health bar like this, you'll get runes for each one you kill. Even if you don't kill the whole boss, you'll still get runes, so it's worth it. See? So, don't ult this. As soon as I did that, I realized it was a mistake. This part is not hard. I should have saved my ult for the actual boss. But, on the other hand, it charges up pretty fast, so it's not a huge deal. But look how easy this is. He just slowly walks towards you while you shoot him in the face. You don't need to waste your ulti on that. Nameless King. I like the Dark Souls bosses that they put in this game. I do wish there were a few more. The thing that kind of makes me mad is they put like every boss that I don't enjoy fighting in Elden Ring in this game, I feel like. Not everyone, but like so many of them. Ulcerated Tree Spirit is here. The Revenant is here. Or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called? The Royal Revenant, yeah. I'm getting confused because the character is also called Revenant. But then at the same time, they got like Centipede Demon, they got Gaping Dragon, they got Nameless King, they got some of my favorites. So, you know. Cool. Yeah, if you can dodge an attack and mark them at the same time with your mark, that's the ideal way to do it. Also, that little Makiri thing does do poise damage. So if you didn't know, when they like glow purple and go to grab you, you can dodge. Like if you dodge into it or away from it or whatever, I guess. If you're dodging when it hits you, you'll do that special little animation. And it actually does do poise damage. I wasn't aware of that, but I was like, this seems useless. It does do poise damage. That attack is a lot like the shield attack from the Dragon Sentinel dude. And the Dragon Tree... is that what it's called? I don't know. The Dragon Sentinel guy can hit you with that from, like, across the map. It's hilarious. So if you ever run into one of those, don't aggro it. Try not to aggro it. Because I did that once, and then I took a Spirit Spring, went way far away, went into a cave, and he still hit me with it from all the way, like, away. Like, way far away like that. So just, yeah. If you fight one of those Dragon Sentinel dudes, make sure you kill it. I know that was random, but that attack reminds me of their attack, so. Nice. These are all pretty good. Probably gonna go with max HP, yeah, cool. Those ones that, like, give you damage for rolling and walking and stuff, they don't seem that great, but every little bit of damage adds up, so don't underestimate it. Even though the lightning while rolling doesn't do a lot of damage, it is free damage, so, you know. Ideally I buy this Wending Grace, yes, cool. So I have 2 now? Yeah, we got 3 revives total. If you get the special merchant, you can get 4 revives total. Which is quite necessary in a level 1 run. which may or may not happen on my channel. We'll see. The crystal tier that says turns incoming damage into HP or whatever, I forget how it's worded, only works with elemental damage. And I don't know why they don't word it like that, so you know. But yeah, if you ever are wondering why that one's not working, it's because it only works on elemental damage. I'll try to find this boss music and put it in here. I'm really sorry. You can't hear him go, "Rah!" I like his little grunts. He's cool. This is one of the cooler bosses. Now, this attack right here is basically the hardest part of the fight. The hitbox of this isn't like when he slams his thing. It's when the wind gets to you. So you can use the negative edge of the rolling in this game, which if you don't know what a negative edge is, it basically just means you roll when you let go of the button, not when you push it down. You can use that to your advantage sometimes. If you miss time by just a little bit, you can just hold the button for like a couple milliseconds and then let go. And it'll delay your roll a little bit. I use that quite a lot. Cool. And then I just use the ulti to tank the damage there. So when he does that attack, the first time he does it, you can stagger him with just like one bit of lightning damage, but then he'll start doing that thing where if you hit him during it, it debuffs you. So I think you have to use your ulti to stagger him after that point. However, it's still not too hard to dodge the spike that comes out. Just when he hits the ground, then you roll, see? Cool. Look out for those AoEs. Now this is where the fight really gets weird, honestly. It's kind of hard to tell what the hitboxes are on this purple shit sometimes. Panic roll! Cool, cool. So this is why revives are nice to have. So I have so many flasks, and I still died? I don't remember exactly how many revives I use, so sorry I'm a scrub, but at least I beat him. One of the other reasons I wanted to show this specific run is because you have to beat this boss with Ironeye to do his remembrance quest line and get the Edge of Order, which is a really good relic that you're gonna want for the last boss. Bonk. Oh, I rolled right into that. I think I kind of panic and die again at least once. But if you just keep your cool and learn how to dodge everything, it's very, very possible. Very, very possible. This is probably one of my favorite bosses to fight, I'm not gonna lie. This and the dragon are so fun. What do you guys like? I would like to know what the community's liking in this game. I know everyone hates Augur. Libra is like very divisive. I feel like he's kind of a scrub killer, so people that aren't great at Souls games really hate him. And people that appreciate his boss design really like him. I think he's amazing. Nice. He only went down the one time. Let's go. So yeah, there you go. That's how you defeat a Night Lord all by yourself. So yeah, how are you guys liking this game? I really like it. I know that people don't like certain aspects of it, and we're going to talk about that in another video, but what are your favorite characters? What do you want to see me do? Do you want to see me do some challenge runs? Let me know. Like and subscribe for more Souls content. I think at some point soon we're going to do Dark Souls 3 at level 1, so love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.